as everyone I'm sure is aware of all that's going on regarding this so-called pandemic that's supposedly breaking out now with this swine flu, which is really a cocktail combination of many different strains, which makes it very obvious that this was created in a laboratory. All right, and the whole purpose of this is to do certain things and get themselves in certain positions prior to the summer, because there's many economic and financial sources saying that they expect the dollar to collapse in this summer of 2009. And they have to get certain things in place prior to that time. They try to do it other ways, but there was too many protests. They tried to, ban the guns and all so on and so forth, but they realized they wouldn't be able to do it that way. So what they got to do is bring about another incident to mobilize and set up the martial law apparatus, so when that time comes, they'll have things in place. They couldn't tell the people, oh, look, we got to put these things in place in preparation for the collapse of the dollar in the summertime. They couldn't tell American people that, so they had to come up with some means to do that. And so what we see going on with this so-called pandemic that's breaking out is various martial law type procedures being put in place, like what Arnold Schwarzenegger is doing currently right now in California, and this is gonna, spread to other localities and jurisdictions. But I always told Moors and brothers and sisters that this is a time where you want to get yourself as flexible and mobile as possible. You don't want to be caught in one particular area, because what's going to happen is that the destruction is not going to take place all at the same time, all at every place at the same time. There's going to be local things happening in different localities that's going to spread, but it's not going to all take place at the same time. And so I've been telling people since, the 90s, get yourself as mobile as possible. Begin to wean yourself off the plantation, 9-to-5 wage system, because that's going to lock you down to locations. I mentioned before, I said that when you see these diseases start breaking out, they're going to start quarantining off areas. And if you're caught within that quarantine, you're not going to be able to move. Nothing going to move in and nothing going to move out. And I was telling
it's going to be something like New Orleans, when they had all them people in one spot and they couldn't leave the dome and
they're going to quarantine. They cut to encase it, because they're saying now that this thing is being spread person to person. Now that's deep, because here is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm trying to see if I can call up the article as I'm speaking now. But here is Arnold Schwarzenegger, governor of California, and I'm trying to get to the article where he's telling people out there in California to cover your mouth when you sneeze, cover your mouth when you cough, wash your hands. So in other words, what they're saying is that this is being spread right now from person to person. Now, take a city like, for instance, New York City, for instance, where you ride in the trains during rush hour, where the trains is packed. I mean, you can't, people's pressed up against you. You can't even move. And here the train travels for, they close the door, they go express, they go past all these stops on the drink, so all the doors are closed and everything, and you hear face-to-face with people. I mean, this thing is going to spread like crazy.
Because I saw on the news the other night where in Japan over there, when people get off the airplane, they standing there and they passing out face masks.
Yes, it's getting to that point, which means that it's going to, everybody's going to come in contact with it somehow. Now, the warning I gave to, now this is going to sound crazy, but I'm regardless of how crazy I may sound or whatever the case may be, I always like to warn my brothers and sisters, and, I feel it's my duty so that, the blood won't be on my hands when it go down. Now, what I'm going to say, people could take heed to it or they can leave it alone. It's up to them. I don't get caught up in that, because I know that you can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink.
Sure.
But there is a sovereign remedy or cure to dealing with these types of pandemics and so on and so forth that our ancestors knew about, but it's not very popular today because of the way it sounds. But I'm going to speak on it today anyway. I don't care how I look or how I sound, but I'm concerned with our people. And that sovereign remedy is known as uropathy or urine therapy.
Urine?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Your own urine will protect you from all these various biological and chemical agents that's being released and about to be released. You have the cure within your own body. And just so that everyone understand what I'm talking about, I wrote about this in my Journals of the Moorish Paradigm, the 13 booklets that I wrote. This is in the 8th booklet, and it talks about urine therapy and how the fact that in your body, anytime any disease, anything affects your body immediately begins to produce antibodies, and those antibodies are passed through the urine. This is the reason why when you go to the doctor, he wants a urine sample. It's not because he's trying to find a disease in that urine. What he's looking for are the antibodies that will alert him to the presence of the disease in the body. And that's more accurate than just looking at you or looking for symptoms, because a lot of times you may be affected by something and the symptoms don't show up to 2 weeks, a month, 2 months later. So if he was to wait, the doctor was to wait to go by that, it may be too late. So what he does is look in your urine and see the antibodies and say, all right, this must be in their body, in this person's body, because he's producing the antibodies to it. So literally, you have your own cure within yourself for any type of thing. Anything your body may be affected with, your body is producing your own solutions to it. Urine is the most sterile thing produced by the human body. And the Special Forces manuals, not the regular military manuals, but the Special Forces manuals, it says in there that you could survive off your own urine for 30 to 60 days in an emergency situation without no other food or water supply. So
30 days.
30 to 60 days.
30 to 60 days.
60 days with no other food or water supply. So what I'm telling brothers right now, take heed, because this may and will save your life one day in the days to come. And so this is very important to understand that this can and will save your life. You're going to have people, I mean, it's going to affect basically everybody. And I know from experience.
Now, what do we do with the urine? I mean, do we drink it? What do we do? I mean, do we put it on our bodies? What do we do with it?
We apply it both externally and internally. Internally, the way our ancestors did it, just like Gandhi did it. When Gandhi did that fast, Gandhi was practicing urine therapy at that time. And what he did, and what he was dealing with, 2 to 4 ounces of morning urine, midstream catch, and that will have all the antibodies, everything that you need to heal your body of anything. They say it even has the ability to heal cancer, AIDS, as well as AIDS. In terms of any skin eruptions or skin problems, you apply it externally. In the South, our ancestors maintain that when they tell you about how you take the baby's diaper with the urine and then apply it to your face and so on and so forth, and it will give you baby skin. Well, the same thing applies, especially with your own, because it has the cure for whatever your skin may be resulting from. It makes your skin like baby skin. So you have within yourself all the cure. Everything you need is within yourself. And these days to come, like it said, the kingdom is within. Everything you need to make it through these times is within yourself. The knowledge, the wisdom, as well as physically, whatever you need to cure yourself is within yourself.
Now, what if a person has cancer already? So you're saying that their morning urine, they can drink 2 to 4 ounces of that a day, and it could help get rid of the cancer cells or whatever else, these virus that's going around?
Right. When it's something drastic like cancer or AIDS, what they do is do a 7-day urine fast, as well as applying it externally to be absorbed through the skin as well, simultaneously. And it sounds crazy, but what they would do in terms of external application is that they would let it sit for 4 days and then apply it. Now, some may be saying, oh, man, it'll be smelling to the high heavens like ammonia. And when I looked up, I realized that why they do it that way is because of the buildup of ammonia. Ammonia is immediately absorbed through the skin. And so, therefore, by letting the ammonia content build up, what happens is that it's immediately absorbed through the skin. And so there's been reported cases where people have cured people of this with the urine fast, as well as with the rubs, external rubs on the body. I speak on this at many of my lectures, and I had brothers come up to me at later lectures telling me how they cured their children of asthma, of this and that and so on and so forth, of many things. I even ran into a drug addict who was on many different